Hello guys, and welcome back for another Bayonetta update. Today, as you can see, we've got Route 666, and this is going to be a pretty short update, so thank God for that.
Wonderful.
First off, you remember, basically this entire chapter is like an homage to Outrun and a little bit of Fantasy Zone as well, I think. So you can change the music in this chapter. If you hit R1, R2, no sorry, L1, L2, or the equivalent buttons on the Xbox, then you can change the music. So if you hold down those buttons at some point before the verse starts, then you can get the alternate music here. Music here is obviously from Outrun. Strategy-wise here, nothing different. It is, as always, a pain in the ass to move from cars to car. So I really hope you have Umbran Spear, because that makes it a lot easier. Reminder, if you do fall off, then you somehow magically get back on this convoy, but you will lose some health. It's really a shame this is the only part this music is heard. So this is the only the only verse in this chapter that you actually don't get music that you can change. So yes, the other three verses you can change the music for. And you notice that even though last episode we got the skates, I'm not going to use them today because there is so little actual fighting in this update, there's really no point. So, next update. And in case you don't remember because you blocked it out, it's best to fight enemies here on the side of the road, because if you fight in the middle of the road, you're gonna get hit by a car. And while it's not instant death, you do lose health. And one of the only times I'll ever use a torture attack because I'm so tired of this crap. It's bad enough fighting these guys in normal circumstances, but then you add an environment that can kill you, then that's just total bullshit. So again, I think if you hit the magical music changing buttons here, after this angel gets introduced, and after this QTE, you can change the music for the next two chapters. Versus. God. And we have us, of course, Afterburner. Now there's actually three versions of oh wait, just before I get into this, if you guys do want to skip over this section, please skip ahead to 12:11, because I can understand why you'd want to skip it. Alright, they're gone. Okay, just us folks. What was I saying? On the Bayonetta official soundtrack, there is actually three different versions of the 8-bit Outrun song. And I'm not entirely sure whether different button combinations can change which one you get. I do believe the one that you get by hitting R1, L1 and L2 is not this version, but the very last version I'll be playing in this segment. But you can experiment with different button combinations and find out which one changes which, but honestly it's not really much of a payoff. Listening to these 8-bit versions actually makes me appreciate the modernized versions a lot more. Now I am taking this at a very leisurely Sunday drive kind of pace. Feel free to blitz through at top speed if you like. There's nothing wrong with doing that, and I would do that normally if I wasn't trying to pure platinum these verses. The only difference it makes is that it puts obstacles like those flaming trucks they like to put in the way. They make them a lot harder to dodge because you're coming at them a lot faster. Also, do keep in mind that when you cross over the bridge like that, you are driving on the opposite side of the road, and if you get hit by a car, then that's instant death. So make your way across to the other side as quick as possible, because after that there is no way of getting back. I do remember one time where I got stuck on the other side, and that was not pretty. Now, combo points for this. You obviously can't boost your combo points by using Gaze of Despair in these two verses. So, main strategy, always shoot. Mash that shoot button like crazy. When it gets to those bridges with those beloved, drive down it really fast and dodge between their legs, because that will give you a couple more combo points. And I believe the platinum rank is about 100 or so for both of these verses, so if you do that, then you'll be fine. It's really quite good that they didn't factor in if you hit cars that you would lose health, because that would make this chapter just intolerable. So there's where you would normally drive down between the beloved legs, but you have a witch heart to collect here. And despite not driving between any beloved's legs, I still managed to get the combo rank somehow. So that was pretty lucky actually. One thing about the motorcycle segments with Jean, even though technically she can only trigger witch time with Moth within, when it comes to motorcycles I guess she just takes it easy, because in this chapter plus the epilogue where she drives up the tower, she can trigger witch time just like Bayonetta, which is pretty good. And of course it doesn't really matter here, but what it does do is allow you to get magic orbs a lot easier. Then we have here the last of the 3 Outrun remixes here. I think this is the one that you get by default when you hit the magical L1, L2 buttons. I do believe though if you quit out of the verse and restart from the last checkpoint, you get reset to the regular music. It should be noted here that Jean and Bayonetta, when they're shooting, are actually driving with no hands. Those crazy witches. Right, so here's the unit term where I actually do what I said. Dodge down these guys' legs, and if you're lucky you can actually get 2 hits on one beloved. And then you get some sweet combo points there. 87, whoa. You know, I don't think I've actually ever been hit by one of those ironic bombs at all. They're just so ineffectual. Funny story though, apparently in the Tower to Truth chapter where you meet every single angel you met again on the way up to Boulder, it was originally intended that those cards be somehow incorporated into that chapter, but I'm not really sure how they would have done that, but I'm so glad they didn't, because it probably would have been another driving segment. And God knows we don't need any more gimmicky driving segments. You know, it took me the longest time to realize that the reason all those cars driving in front of Bayonetta were freaking out was because she was shooting their tyres and they were inevitably going to crash. So that's why all the cars are freaking out, dudes. In case you didn't realize like me. I'm sure what I could have done with this chapter instead is just replace all this music with some sort of leisurely, very sleepy Sunday drive kind of music, and it would have been just as good. Seriously, granny pace here. But unfortunately, if you want to view a platinum, you want to be a little bit more careful. And with that, I'm going to welcome back those people who skipped those two verses. Welcome back, you didn't miss much. Just me talking about how to get combo ranks.
For fuck's sake, that's overdoing it!
Right! Turn right! Get off the road! I know you don't want me here, but you really could have been more subtle about it.
Right. The music you can change here for this final very short verse, you don't hear it all that often. But it's a remix, well, it's from Outrun. And the remixed new version is called the Magnificent Seven. I believe they called it that because they didn't actually have an official name. This music is technically just boss music. But yes, you can change this music as well, but people, I think a lot of people don't really realise that. But whatever, it's a short verse anyway. And with that, I think we're almost halfway through this playthrough.
It's a celebration, bitches.
Let's see, there's 16 or so chapters? Yeah, halfway through. So yay! Thanks for watching, by the way, and I will see you guys next time.